Last week here on Thunder, Mike Lanford and the Bustin Loose Chevrolet knocked off the wild man Ryan Johnson and Brodozer in the final round, claiming his first Thursday Night Thunder championship and taking home the Checkerd Flag. Now is the Bowtie Chevrolet going to stay on top, or is someone else going to come up and take the flag? Week 4 of the September season is finally here, and this sold-out crowd is jacked as 16 of MTA's baddest monster trucks get ready to go side-by-side racing. If you're new here, be sure to crush that subscribe button and leave us a like, because 15 other monster trucks are shooting for the big bad bow tie, Mike Lanford and the Bustin Loose Chevrolet, who currently holds the Checkerd Flag. And looking at round 1 matchups, we're kicking things off with Samson taking on Taurus, followed by Devastator and the Bad Fast Liquidator, and then we'll see Black Pearl take on the Saigon Shaker. And up first, there you see newcomer Blake Mahoney and the Samson Chevrolet. He's still getting his feet wet out here on the circuit. Hopefully they can get that Samson machine dialed in. Over in the far lane, returning revenge champion from earlier this year, Johnny Retlaw and the Taurus Chevrolet out of Granite City, Illinois. Battle of the bow tie to kick off round 1 down the straight stretch now. Samson pulling on, Taurus coming back. He picks up the win over the Samson Chevrolet. Johnny Retlaw out of Granite City, Illinois puts Taurus in round number 2. A tough break for Samson. Up next, James Valancourt and the Liquidator Ford out of the K&J Race Camp. 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, redemption champion, and full throttle champion. Always a top-notch competitor out here. Over in the far lanes, newcomer Joey Andrews in the Devastator Chevrolet. He just signed a deal with Wells Motorsports and will be piloting the Captain's Curse machine this Saturday at Superior Survivor. Ford and Chevrolet now down the straight stretch. Ford's got a lead on him up and over the cars, and Valancourt takes the win over the Devastator Chevrolet. He puts that bad Ford Oval into round number 2. And up next now in round 1, Greg Durbin, 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, hasn't been running so hot in this September season. He's rolled the Saigon Shaker over in week 1 and week 2. He's looking to get it back on track here tonight. But over in the near lane, the Outlaw, Joshua Wells in the Black Pearl Chevrolet. He's looking to do great things here tonight and get the Black Pearl machine back on top. There's the green light now. Both trucks even off the line, down the straight stretch, through no man's land, and a close finish. But your winner will be Josh Wells in the Black Pearl Chevrolet. He knocks off Greg Durbin in the Saigon Shaker. He is on the trailer for the night. And up next here in round 1 out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, that's Aaron Church in the Grave Digger. But he's got his hands full here tonight, because in that far lane, the man who made it to the finals last week, that's wild man Ryan Johnson in the Brodozer. And let me tell you, everybody knows about that truck. Brodozer and Gravedigger now staged at the line. Who moves on to round 2 action as we go green down the straight stretch. Gravedigger's got a lead on him through no man's land, and Brodozer comes back on him in the shutdown area. What an incredible race. Aaron Church was laying the smackdown there through no man's land, but Ryan Johnson, as we come back to an MTA replay, check it out. The Gravedigger had the lead on him right here coming down the straight. They hit the jump and get to no man's land. Look at Brodozer, hard nose over right there, puts down the horsepower, and by merely inches, picks up the win. Incredible race in action. And up next, that's Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer out of the Johnson Motorsports race team. He was the 2021 wildcard champion, but check this out. Over in that far lane, that's Jason Cook in the Hurricane Force out of the Bad Weather Race Camp. He was the 2020 wildcard champion. So the question is, who's going to be the wild card moving on to round 2? As we go green, Skipper's got a big lead on him down the straight. Sick air! And Jeffrey Skipper put down the Ford horsepower. He knocks off Hurricane Force here in round 1. What incredible air he got. I mean, that was just incredible. He puts the Ford in round 2. And up next, the crazy cat, Jason Wook in the Prowler machine, 1-time Thunder champion. He would want nothing more than to put that big cat right back in the winner's circle here tonight. Over in the near lane, out of the Maximum Motorsports race camp, that's Jalen Buford in the USA 1 Chevrolet. Both trucks now staged at the line. As we go green now, USA 1 pulled on Prowler through no man's land, big time air, and Jalen Buford in USA 1 picked the win up over the Prowler machine. They're on the trailer for the night. And next up here in round one action, that's five-time Thursday Night Thunder champion Bradley Graham and Goldberg, representing the Maximum Motorsports race team. He hasn't been running so hot in that brand new Goldberg ride, looking to turn it around here tonight. Near lane is Chad Legit out of the Bad Weather Race Camp in Tropical Thunder now. Both trucks are staged. There's the green light. Tropical Thunder pulling a slight lead on Goldberg. Tropical Thunder's in trouble, and Goldberg picks up the win. Chad Legit got a little cattywampus off that first jump. We are definitely going back to an MTA replay and try to figure out what happened as we go back to the line now. You see Chad Legit had a pretty good lead out on Goldberg. Watch the first jump right here. The truck kicks off to the side slaps, turn the truck over. He had nowhere to go, unfortunately, on his lid. And now the MTA track crew and officials are down there to flip him right side up. He landed right there in the mud pit. I know we haven't mentioned it here tonight, but it's definitely there. Chad Legit trying to run down the Goldberg machine, rocked up and rolled over there in no man's land. And there you see some of the damage done to the Tropical Thunder. They have got their work cut out for them if they plan on making week 5 of the September season. We'll have an update for you later about the Tropical Thunder team, because now we are ready to close out round 1 action, and that's the bad bow tie out of Conroe, Texas. That's Mike Lanford and Bustin Loose taking home his first Checkerd Flag last week. But over in the far lane out of Jefferson City, Missouri, you might know him as Colt Cobra. Right here on Thunder, we know him as Gene Patterson. He won that Checkerd Flag just a couple of weeks ago, and you bet he wants it back. Ford versus Chevrolet now to close out round 1. Up and over no man's land, some sick air, and Bustin Loose knocks off Gene Patterson. He puts the Chevrolet into round 2. Patterson's on the trailer, unfortunately, but Mike Lanford and the Bustin Loose Chevrolet pick up the win. And ladies and gentlemen, changing gears here for just a minute. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the Throttle Out Show over on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Get down in the conversation with Tweety, Harley, and Spence and learn new things about the monster truck industry changing every day. These guys call it like they see it, and this is the True Blue Monster Truck Podcast. Back here on Thursday Night Thunder, and we are heading down to the pits of the Bad Weather Race Camp. Yes, that is Tropical Thunder you see in the pit area. Their crews are thrashing, trying to get that truck ready for next week. The left side of the truck took the heavy of the blow, bending the 4-link bars and sway bars, but there you see a little bit of the body damage done to the passenger side of the truck. They're hoping to bring that truck back next week as we get set to kick off round 2 action. Johnny Redlaw on the Taurus machine draws up against James Valancourt in the Liquidator Ford. Again, the classic battle of Ford versus Chevrolet. There you see the stacker credentials done by James Valancourt, the former UFO driver, now behind the wheel of Liquidator. There you see Taurus, the Chevrolet, over in the far lane out of Granite City, Illinois. Johnny Redlaw has got that thing set on kill here tonight. He's looking to knock off Liquidator here. And round 2 now down the straight stretch. Ford and Chevrolet up through no man's land. And Valancourt will take the win over the Taurus Chevrolet. And he puts Liquidator into the next round. Taurus is going home on the trailer, but he was hanging right there with the Liquidator. And up next now, the wild man, Ryan Johnson. Look at the stack of paperwork he's got going on. A serious competitor out here, no doubt about it. Last week's finalist, and he's looking to do it again here tonight. Over in the near lane, though, the Outlaw, Joshua Wells in the Black Pearl Chevrolet. He's looking to knock Brodozer off his high horse. As both trucks go green now, Black Pearl pulling on him down the straight stretch through no man's land, and Ryan Johnson come back on him. I think he may have gotten the win over the Black Pearl, but Josh Wells was right there with him. I'm not sure who got the win. Back down now to an MTA replay. You see Black Pearl holding the lead on him, but look at Ryan Johnson in the far lane. Huge air, past him in the air, and look at it across the line. Your winner is Ryan Johnson and Brodozer. What an incredible race. And next up, that's Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer out of the Johnson Motorsports race team. He just watched his boss knock off the Black Pearl Chevrolet. He's looking to do the same thing to the USA 1 Chevrolet over in the far lane out of the Maximum Motorsports camp. You can't ever count this kid out. Jalen Buford in the USA 1 machine. Ford and Chevrolet now as we go green, even down the straight stretch, up through no man's land. And what a close race across the finish line. I'm not sure who got the win. It looked like the West Virginia Mountaineer, but USA 1 was hanging right there with him. Back down now to an MTA replay. Down the straight stretch, they both look even up to the first jump. Maybe a slight lead to USA 1, but look at the air by both trucks. Both of them laying down the horsepower, and Jeffrey Skipper does pick up the win in Mountaineer. And next up, as we close out round 2 action, Mike Lanford brings back the Chevrolet Bustin Loose out of Conroe, Texas. He's looking to defend that flag here in round 2 against Bradley, Graham, and Goldberg over in the far lane. He's looking for championship number 6, but he's got to knock off the current champion in Bustin Loose. Boat truck stage now as we go green down the straight stretch, and we got a race through no man's land, and Bradley, Graham, and Goldberg pick up the win. They knocked off the champion here early. They're in round 2, and what an incredible race we had there. And folks, let me remind you that this Saturday, 32 of MTA's baddest monster trucks go racing at the Superior Survivor event. You don't want to miss it. And folks, if you can't ever make it on an episode of Thursday Night Thunder, be sure to check out Diecast Monster Truck Outlaws, and that group is run by Bradley Graham, and some awesome diecast racing action going on over there. Be sure to check those guys out. Moving right along with semifinal action, we have got Liquidator taking on Brodozer. That's followed by Mountaineer taking on Goldberg. And up first, there's James Valancourt back behind the wheel of the Liquidator machine in the semifinals. He has got his hands full taking on the wild man Ryan Johnson and Brodozer. And folks, this should be a race of a lifetime, no doubt about it, because these guys give it their all every single time they're out here on the track. Brodozer stage, Liquidator stage. Who's going on to the finals as we go green now down the straight stretch? Boat trucks looking even through no man's land, and it's all the wild man Ryan Johnson and Brodozer beating out Liquidator across the line. He is in the finals for the 2nd week in a row. And who is going to meet him there? Will it be his protege, Jeffrey Skipper, in the West Virginia Mountaineer, racing for his team? He's looking to put that forward in the winner's circle. But over in the far lane, there you saw the front of the truck. Who's next? Has Bradley Graham finally got Goldberg dialed in here tonight? Who meets Brodozer in the finals of Week 4 of Thunder? Boat truck stage now. And there's the green light. Skipper got him off the line. Goldberg trying to play catch up now. Some big time air, and it's all Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. He puts Goldberg on the trailer, and he will meet Brodozer in the finals on Thunder. Back here now on Thunder, and we are set and ready to go for the finals as we close out Week 4 of the September season, and it's going to be a battle of teammates. Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer would want nothing more than to put the screws to the boss man. But over in the far lane, that's wild man Ryan Johnson and Brodozer. He lost out to Bustin Loose last week in the finals. You know he's looking for redemption. However, it may be against his teammate. Ladies and gentlemen, Brodozer, Mountaineer. It's showtime down the straight stretch. Skipper's got a lead. Brodozer trying to come back on him, and what an incredible race. Skipper's into the wall, but Johnson got across the line at the same time. And from the booth, I'm not sure who did pick up the win, but we're back down now to an MTA replay. Skipper got him off the line. Johnson in the far lane trying to play catch up in Brodozer. Look at the air these two got as they approach the finish line right here. Jeffrey Skipper and the West Virginia Mountaineer will take home the win over the Brodozer machine. And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Jeffrey Skipper on being a 2-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, and especially knocking off the boss man to close out Week 4 of the September season. And now as we take a look at the points after tonight's event, there you see your bottom 4, Devastator, Hurricane Force, Saigon Shaker, and Samson hold the gate closed with 23 points. Over at the top half of the bracket, a new leader, Ryan Johnson and Brodozer, after 2 final appearances the last 2 weeks, getting the major points with 45. And in second place is his teammate, Jeffrey Skipper, with 43 in the West Virginia Mountaineer. And folks, I hope you enjoyed Week 4 of the September season here on Thursday Night Thunder. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah.